Hello friends, welcome to my another lecture on the series of discrete mathematical structure. And the topic today that we are going to discuss in discrete mathematical structure today is duality law and the tautological implications. So these 2 points we are going to discuss today, and we will solve some of the example on these points. So let us move ahead. I am your instructor, and this is my email ID, and if you in any case if you want to contact me, you can contact me through this email ID. So let us move ahead. Before moving ahead, I would like to request you to share this videos to your friends who are in need of studying. And if you like this video, you can subscribe my channel, and you can also share it to your friends and ask them to subscribe. So let us move ahead, and let us discuss about what is the duality law. So before discussing about the duality law, we have to know about what are duals of each other. Okay, so first we will discuss about what do we mean by dual, and then we will go for the duality law. So duality law, basically this particular duality law, there are two laws we are going to discuss here, and these laws are based on the basic connectors, that is negation, then conjunction and disjunction. So implication and double implication we are not going to use here for studying the duality law. So here we will restrict ourselves to these basic operations, these three basic operations only. Then what is the definition of duals of each other, or what if a formula is given, then how its dual can be found out, let us say. So if let us say there are two formulas, A and A star, and we can say that A is a dual of A star, or A star is a dual of A, or we can say that these two formulas are duals of each other if either one can be obtained from other by replacing all the conjunction signs by disjunction sign and all the disjunction signs by conjunction sign. So in any formula, for a given formula A, let us say A is a formula of type P and Q, or not R, let us say something like this. Then what the dual of A can be found as, A star can be found as, replace each conjunction by disjunction. Now this is a disjunction now. So P or Q, now this is a disjunction, replace it by conjunction. Not will remain as it is. Wherever not is there, that will remain as it is. So this is dual of A. So first thing is that the duals can be found, can be estimated by replacing the conjunction symbol by disjunction symbol and disjunction symbol by conjunction symbol. Only these things are to be done. There is another rule I have to apply. So another rule is that if your formula contains the special variables t and false, true or false, direct value, if the direct values of the variables are given, the truth values of the variables are given, in that case what you have to do is, so for example, if this is true or Q and not R, something like this is given. So if P is given as always true, so dual of this equation can be found by using replacing every conjunction by disjunction and every disjunction by every disjunction by conjunction and every conjunction by disjunction. So and all other variables will remain as it is, and the truth value should be you can say reversed. So if there is a truth value true given, then it should be reversed to false, or if false is given, then it should be reversed to true. So this is the second rule of the duality. So for any formula A, if A contains the special variable either true or false, then A star, that is its dual, is obtained by replacing T by F and F by T in addition to the above mentioned interchanges. So these are the first interchanges that we have to do, and these are the second interchanges we have to do. So let us try to see some examples here. So find out dual of this P or Q and R. So here the dual of this can be directly calculated. So all other things will remain as it is. Only this or symbol or disjunction symbol will be replaced by conjunction. Q will be remained as it is, and then and or conjunction symbol will be replaced by disjunction symbol and R. This one here at the second. So P or Q and T is going to be replaced by false. So since T is a truth value, actual truth value provided, then here you can calculate on your own, or otherwise I will show you. So this is the answer for the dual of first one, this is the dual of the second one. So whatever we have calculated over here, this and this are equal, and for the third one, it is a not of p. So not here, it is as it is kept as it is, and inside the bracket this disjunction function is replaced by conjunction function. Here a conjunction is there, it is replaced by disjunction. A disjunction is replaced by conjunction here. Not is kept as it is, q and s, so instead of that here it is q or s. So this is how we can find out the duals of the given formula. So now here what we know is A is one formula and A star is another formula, and I can say that A is a dual of A. So I can say that if this is A, then this is A star. So A and A star are the two different formulas. Moving ahead, equivalence of the formula in the conjunction, in the what you can say duals. So this equivalence is as per the dual, so A and A star, so that we have discussed just now. So now let A and A star be the dual formulas. Now it is given that A is a dual of A star or A star is a dual of A, and let P1, P2 so on up to Pn, these are the atomic variables. These are atomic variables which are involved in they are involved in the formula A as well as they are involved in the formula A star. Okay, so these are all the atomic variables that occur in A and A star. So now that is to say we may write A as A of P1, P2, P3 so on up to Pn, and A star as A star of P1, P2, P3 so on up to Pn. Then through the De Morgan's theorem, so first let us discuss about what is a De Morgan's theorem. De Morgan's theorem says that P and Q can be rewritten as not of P or not of Q. Similarly, P or Q can be rewritten as not of P and not of Q. Now here, now with this we can show that not of the given formula with atomic variables P1, P2, P3, P4 so on up to Pn, it is equivalent. Now it is equivalent to its dual where not is applied to each variable. So what we can say is the negation of a formula is equivalent. Negation of a complete formula is equivalent to its dual in which every variable is replaced by its negation. So every variable is replaced by its negation. So see here, so if A is the formula and A star is its dual, then you can say that not of A with the values so on up to Pn is equivalent to negation applied in the dual. In its dual, negation is to be applied to every atomic variable. So not of P1, not of P2 and so on up to not of Pn. So this is the first law. Okay, and let us try to discuss one example on this. So now if A is given, let us say now A is given A of PQR. So there are three atomic variables PQR. So A is represented by not of P and not of Q or R. Now if I take complete not of this, what is going to happen is, so it becomes not of not P is P and is replaced by or, then again not of not this, so they will kill each other and this remains Q or R. Okay, now this is A of PQR. Okay, if this is A is not of, so inside bracket is A, then A star, that is its dual will be not of P or not of Q and R. So and is replaced by or, here or is replaced by and. Okay, so this is this one. So now instead of this, what I want to do is I want to find out A star of not P. So this is A star of PQR. This is A star of PQR. Then what is A star of not P, not Q, not R? So wherever there is P, Q, R, all the symbols should be replaced by not P, not Q and not R. So not of not P. So it is not P and P should be replaced by not P. So it will become P. Then the symbol as it is. Okay, then this not as it is. Q will be replaced by not Q and R will be replaced by not R. So if I solve this, what I get is P or not of not Q. I will apply the De Morgan's theorem here, and what I get is not of not Q is Q, and symbol will be replaced by or, not of not R is R. So what you can observe is this formula is equal to this formula. So negation applied. Now here I have applied the negation to the complete formula, whereas here I have applied the negation to each atomic variable. So that is the equivalence among the two formulas. So here we can see here that even though we have applied them separately, we can find out that these two equations comes to be equal. Moving ahead, let us consider about another. Let us discuss about another theorem, which is another law, which is again based on the duals of each other. So duals of equivalent formulas are also equivalent. So what does it says is, the second formula says is, if I know two formulas A and B, and if I can say that A is equal to B, so if I can say that A is equal to B, in that case duals of these two formulas will also be equal. So A star will be equal to B star. Duals of these two formulas will also be equal. So what does the statement says now? The statement says that let P1, P2, P3 so on up to Pn be all atomic variables appearing in the formula A and B. There are two different formulas now, and they are appearing in A and B. Now if it is given that A is equal to B, A is equivalent to B, that means that A implies B is a tautology. A biconditional B. Now it is not implies, it is biconditional B, or if it is read as if and only if is a tautology, then following is also tautology. And what is that following? That following is A star if and only if B star is also tautology. Okay, so what it says, so A of P1, P2, P3 so on up to Pn, it is equivalent to B of P1, P2, P3 so on up to P1. If this is true, then this is also true. So A applied, so a formula A with all negations, all the variables are taken negation, then that will be equivalent to B with in a formula B all the variables are replaced by their negation. These two formulas are also equal, and further these two formulas are also equal according to the previous this one. So we have in the previous theorem we have studied that not of A star of P1, P2, P3 so on up to Pn, this is equal to A of, now it is here I have taken A star, so it is equal to A of not of P1 and not of P2 so on up to not of Pn. So according to that, this is also true. So now here negation is applied inside to each atomic variable, whereas the negation is applied here outside the negation variable. So negation is applied to the dual of A as well as dual of B, and then hence I can say that A star is equal to B star. So let us discuss some examples on equivalent formulas, and these are some of the formulas we have already discussed about these formulas in the last lecture. For your reference, I can put this one, the discussion of this one, the video in which we have discussed about this one, into the description section, and you can go through that video, equivalent formulas, about the equivalent formulas. But since these are needed in this particular lecture also, so I have to consider this one, and these are all known to us. So idempotent law, then associative law, then commutative law, then distributive law. Then these are the some of the basic concepts, like whenever whenever a false is disjuncted with anything, so anything will be the output. So such in that way these are the formulas. Then we have absorption law, and then we have a De Morgan's theorem. We already discussed about this. I will not utilize more time into this. So moving ahead, let us try to solve an equivalent problem. So what I want to do is, there is left hand side given to me, so this is the left hand side, and I want to prove that this is equivalent to the right hand side, and then I will solve another example in which I will try to make use of this one as well as make use of duality laws to prove some other equivalence. Okay, so now here it is considered, so P and Q implies not P or Q. So if you go on solving this one, so already we know, so this is, since this is of the form P implies Q, so it will be replaced as not P or Q. So not P or Q. So since this not is to the complete formula, so again another not to this will eliminate this not, and this will become P and Q, or P or not P or Q. Moving ahead, we can get P and Q or. So now since the OR operation is associative, so this bracket can be taken here, and not P or not P will be so not P or not P are combined, and that not P or not P will be not P. So now the formula is P and Q or not P or Q. So now this is again of the, now it is becoming I will rewrite it, and this is of the formula A or B or C, where A is the first formula, that is P and Q, B is not P, and C is not Q. So what we can do is, we can take this P with this particular first half. So if we take to the first half, what happens is, now I can apply the distributive law to this. So it becomes P or not P, that is here, then and not P or Q, that is here, not P or Q, or this Q as it is, this Q as it is. So if we go on solving this, what we get is, we get P or not P is true, P or not P is true, and so it becomes P or not P, not P or Q. So this becomes not P, it should be or, it should be or. So it will be not P, not P or Q or Q. So again I will rewrite this as Q or Q. Q or Q will be Q. So Q or not P, and Q or Q will be Q. So this formula becomes not P or Q. Okay, so there is a small mistake by me over here. I have taken here conjunction, it should be a disjunction. Here it is a OR operation. Okay, so this is how we can prove by using the previous identities. Let us try to solve another one. Before solving it, let me write it. So it is not P and Q implies. So let me rewrite it here. So it is not P and Q implies not P or Q. So it is not P or Q, and this is equivalent to not P or Q. So here it is not P and Q. So we want to prove that this is equivalent to not P or Q. So what we have done previously is we have proved this one. Previously we have proved this one, and if this is equivalent, then what we know is the duals are also equivalent. Their duals are also equivalent. Okay, so in that way I am going to solve this one. So here what is happening is, as in the previous case, I am taking the previous example. So this not is to the complete formula. This not is to the complete formula. Okay, I am sorry for that mistake. So okay, that not is to the complete formula. This particular not is to the complete formula. This one, complete this one. So by writing this, what we get is, so it is, so in the previous formula the same thing I am writing. So it is not of P and Q implies not P or Q, and if we will rewrite it, what we get is again in the form of or. What we get is not P and Q as it is, and this implication sign is replaced by or, and this part as it is again. Okay, moving ahead, what we get is it becomes P and Q. So not is gone, and P and Q, or not P or Q, and this is equal to not P or Q. We have already written this. Now if I write the dual of this, or let us go ahead, taking the dual of P or Q and not P and Q. So whatever the current, this one is there, the current equation is there. So if I take the dual, what happens is it becomes P or Q. So it becomes P and Q. Okay, and P and Q here, or P and Q, or, so I'll take the dual of this. So this not P as it is, this not P as it is, and will be replaced by or. So and will be replaced by or, and again not P or Q. So this is the left hand side dual, and same if you take the dual of this, so it will be not P or Q. So dual, I am proving the equivalence by finding out their dual. So according to the previous. So that's how we have solved this one, this particular formula by using the duality law. Now let us move ahead and let us discuss about the second part of the video, that is the tautological implication. So before discussing about the tautological implication, let me ask you some questions, or let us try to give some ask some question, and let us try to give the answers to this. So we have to say that whether these statements are true or false. P or Q is equal to Q or P. So is it true or false? Yes, it is true, because disjunction is commutative. Even conjunction is also commutative. So commutative means if A P star Q, then it implies that Q star P. That means that if P like star, if I replace star by AND operation, then if P and Q, then Q and P. Okay, so these two are commutative operation. The if and only if, that is the biconditional. This biconditional is also commutative. But this formula P implies Q is equal to Q implies P, no, this is false. all these are true, but this is false. So implication is not commutative. Okay, but this implication can be used, to prove many of the theorems, and that theorems are called as tautological implication. So first of all, let us discuss about what is converse and inverse and contrapositive of a given formula. So these converse, inverse and contrapositive can be identified for the implication only, imply operation only. So for any statement P implies Q, Q implies P is its converse, So if you give me book, then I will study. If this is a statement, let us say, and P, you give me book, and Q, I will study, then Q implies P. So if I study, then you give me book. This is called as converse of P implies Q. Now this is Q implies P. Not P implies not Q. Negation of the given formula implies negation of the given atomic formula. This is called as inverse. And negation of the converse of a given formula is called as contrapositive. Okay. Further, it can be noted that P implies Q is equivalent to, again you can construct a truth table for this. P implies Q is equivalent to not Q implies not P. That is, any formula is equivalent to its contrapositive. So contrapositive of Q implies P will be not P implies not Q. Okay, so this is how we define for implication function, we define converse, inverse and contrapositive. Let us move ahead and let us know about the tautological implication. So a statement A is said to tautologically imply. So this is the symbol that I am using. So this is something like this, tautologically imply. So double equal to and a greater than sign. So a statement A is said to be tautologically imply a statement B. So I can say that A statement, so A can be a formula, it can be statement, it can be a atomic variable. So it tautologically implies another formula or another statement or another, it can be atomic variable. I can say that A tautologically implies another formula B if and only if I can find out the value of A implies B, and if I find that it is tautology, then I can say that A tautologically implies B. A is one formula, B is another formula. Then we shall denote the idea as A implies B, which is read as A implies B. Now it is A implies B. Okay. Then similar to the case equivalence. So equivalence, whatever we have discussed, we note that this one is not a connective. Now this one is a formula. This is neither connective nor a formula. So this is just a symbol which represents tautological implication. None other than that. Then just as A equivalent to B, we have already studied about this, states that A and B are equivalent, that is A if and only if B. Now this is something like this, A if and only if B. So this is tautology. Then I say that these two are equivalent. Okay. In the similar way, A tautologically implies B. It states that A implies B is a tautology, or A tautologically implies B. Okay, so in this case what we can do is we can discuss different formulas, and we can prove that they tautologically implies each other. Again, for moving ahead, so we are avoided using the expression imply. So for this particular symbol I am not going to term this symbol as imply. Okay, to translate the condition. So this is an imply statement. I cannot say that this statement is conditional statement. This is not the conditional statement. This is the term imply, tautologically imply. Okay, so that we shall abbreviate tautologically imply or simply as imply. We can say that we should use the term imply for this, not conditional. This is not conditional statement or conditional connector. Okay, then obviously A tautologically implies B, guarantee that B has a truth value. Now whenever you want to prove that a formula A tautologically implies a formula B, in that case we must have the guarantee that B must be true whenever A is true. That is, obviously A tautologically implies B guarantees that B has a truth value T whenever A has a truth value T. If A has a truth value false, B can be anything, it is don't care, and at that time A implies B will be always true. For this purpose it will be again true. But if A is true and B is false, then it will be false, and we take care of this one. B is false, we take care. We have to see that whether such type of conditions occurs or not. One can also determine whether A tautologically imply B by constructing the truth table. Now you want to check it whether it tautologically implies B. We can construct a truth table, or it can be done by using the formulation method, which we have already done in A equivalent to B. We can use either truth table method, or we can use some formulation method, wherein we will go on putting the formulas, and we will try to bring the equation in such a way that it will be always something S implies T. S implies T, where S is either true, and it is always F implies anything. Okay, we will always try to do something like this, because true implies true, output will be true, and false implies anything, so output will be again true. So we want to bring our equation in this particular format. Moving ahead, prove the following implications. So there are 12 implications, so we are going to prove some of these. Okay, so these are very important implications. These are implication needed while we study about theory of inference. Okay, so currently we are not studying about the theory of inference, but we are going to come back to these 12 formulas when we are going to study about theory of inference. So let us try to prove some of these formulas. So let us go one by one. So first formula is P and Q implies P. So this is by using the truth table method. So P and Q is true, false, 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 and this implies now P. So this one implies P. Okay, now true is true, false is true, false is true, and false is also true. Now since this is tautology, we can say that P and Q tautologically imply P. That's we wanted to prove for the first one. Second one is P and Q tautologically implies Q. P and Q tautologically implies Q, and for that I have constructed truth table. So P and Q, this is constructing P and Q is star, and star implies Q. So now here P and Q is true, false, false, false. So true is true, false implies anything is false. So all these are false. So in that case they are all will be equal to true. Considering another example, P tautologically implies P or Q. P tautologically implies P or Q. So here I am using the formulation method. So what I have to prove is, I have to prove that P implies P or Q it must be a tautology. And then at that time I can say that P tautologically implies P or Q is true. Okay, moving ahead. So this is equivalent to, this is of the format P implies Q, and I want to convert it into not P or Q. So I am writing here not P or, so not P or P or Q as it is. Now this is also or, this is also or. Now we can apply the associative law, and we can take this inside the bracket instead of the current bracket. So it will become P or P or Q. So P or P, it is P or not P. It is P or not P. Okay. So P or not P is always true, and true or Q. So true disjuncted with any symbol is always true. So this is tautologically imply. Tautology. Let us consider another example, that is P not P tautologically imply P implies Q. So basically I want to prove this, that is not P implies Q. So again what we can do is we can take this formula P implies Q is equal to not P or Q. So this becomes not P. So I will rewrite here not P or P implies Q, something like this. So let me go to the next statement. So it is not of not P. So it is already P is there. So not of not P. Not of not P is P. So it becomes P or P implies Q. P or P implies Q. Then it is, you can rewrite this one as, this one. So that this becomes not P or Q. Now here it is not P or Q. So now here it will be P or not P or Q. P or not P will be true. True or Q will always be true. So this is the next one. Moving ahead, let us try to solve another example by constructing the truth table. So here I am doing it for this formula. The formula is P implies Q and Q implies R. Tautologically implies P implies R. Okay, so what I am doing is P, Q, R, these are the three values. Then P implies Q is the first value that I am calculating here. Then Q implies R is the second value that I am calculating here. Then this and this is to be calculated, that is 1 and 2. And P implies R is calculated here. And then the 3 is this part, this whole part is 3 and this whole part is 4, and I am calculating the implication. I am calculating the biconditional. And finally here what I get is all the entries here are trues, hence it is since all T's, so it's a tautology. So I am not solving all that questions. All the remaining questions are left to you as an assignment. In some other video lecture I will try to solve them. And moving ahead, so here specifically my current video is ending here. So I'll try to solve the remaining problems in some other lectures. So I hope you like this video, and I hope you are understanding all the things that we are discussing here. So I request you all to subscribe my channel if you are finding it helpful for you, and you can share them to your friends. In the next video we will look into the new concept, and we will also try to solve some more problems. So thank you for now.